Good morning. Day 2 of the accountability challenge. It is a little after 6 o'clock. I wanted to get up at 6:30, so I'm off to a good start. Let's go get some steps in to start the day off right. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to run to the gym in my complex and grab some water. Like I said yesterday, I'm trying to get in about 200 ounces of water, which is around 6 liters. So 5 to 6 liters I'm shooting for. And if I don't start drinking right away, I run into not getting enough in because I'm trying to finish my drinking by 6 p.m. So let's head to the gym. So another thing I've been trying to do as soon as I fill my water bottle is chug a full one. This is the Yeti, like 36 ounce. So my nutritionist told me that the best way to start the day is to drink a full one of these right when you get out of bed. So that's what I started doing. All right, so I got my second bottle refilled, so I'm gonna head out on my walk now. Let's go. One interesting thing I just found out is my pool's open at 6 a.m. Normally they had it locked. They sent out an email about a month ago saying that the club room is now open I believe 24 hours or early in the morning. I didn't know the pool was. I know before I've tried swimming in the morning, so yeah, I might start doing some swimming in the morning instead of just doing my walk and then doing my walk later, but maybe that's a whole nother series. So let's head out to the outside to do a walk. Time to start my Apple Watch. All right, we're off. The Apple Watch is started, so it's official now. So this morning is about 69 right now, and it feels colder with the wind, and it's actually getting colder during the day. I believe it's going to be in the 50s in a few hours. I know in the north, where I'm originally from, that doesn't seem like cold, especially for almost mid-November, but I've been living in Florida for almost 5 years now, so that's frigid. I know most people would probably start doing a treadmill instead of going outside when it's this cold, but I don't know, the treadmill is just not for me. I've tried it before, and I much rather be outside doing my walking than being on a treadmill. Just too boring. I get caught looking at the time, and it just never seems to go by quick enough, and I don't know, it just seems a lot harder. I have no problem walking 4 miles, 5 miles at a single time outside, but I seem to struggle to do even 1 mile on a treadmill, so that's why I'm outside. Talking about treadmills and walking outside, that brings me up to another point. When you're starting your fitness journey, especially when you're overweight, you haven't been to the gym in a long time, I know the hardest thing is to just get started because the embarrassment to even go to a gym. I was there less than a month ago, and it's not fun, but just remember, you don't have to go to a gym to get in shape, or at least to get the momentum to feel like you're able to go to the gym, at least without being fully embarrassed. I started my whole, I would say, 3.5 weeks of my weight loss journey this time by walking. Even 3 years ago when I did the weight loss journey, same thing, walking. If you just start walking, you will get in shape enough to feel better about yourself. And when you start, just start with the time limit. Or a time goal. Don't base it off of miles. Yes, am I easily doing 4+ miles a day now? Yeah. But on October 1st, I started by doing 20 minutes. Doesn't matter how far you go, start by 20 minutes. Every few days, just increase a little. Even if you're walking at a slow pace, 20 minutes, you get it up to 30. Most people, no matter what you are health-wise, how in shape you are, in 30 minutes, you can get a mile in. So if you just increase your first, by week 2, up to 30 minutes of walking, you're probably gonna get a mile in. Do that for a week, and guess what? Quicker than you realize, you'll be able to get a mile goal. You'll be able to set a mile goal instead of setting a time goal. That's it. Once you do that, you'll start feeling better about yourself. You'll start getting out of the depression, and give that a week or two, and you'll probably be hitting the gym, because at that point, you don't really care what other people think as much. You're more worried about hitting your daily goals. Another thing that has helped me extremely is Apple Watch rings. If you're not an Apple person, I'm sure there's an equivalent health tracking on Android, but I would definitely recommend a fitness watch if you're starting off and you can afford it, because it's not 100% necessary, but it's another way to hold yourself accountable. just seeing those every day when you're sitting there on the couch and it's getting later in the day and you're like, oh crap, I've only hit so many, I'm half at my step goal today. It's a great motivator to get off the couch. So that's just my another tip is start small, start what you enjoy. Most people don't do exercise because they think in their mind exercising is sprinting on the treadmill or lifting ridiculous weights. And here's the thing that most people don't understand. When you're trying to lose fat, walking at a semi-brisk pace is the best way to lose fat. Also, caveat to that, you need to be eating better. But that's how you lose fat, is walking. And you'll hear people that'll say, oh, you have to be walking at a brisk pace, you have to be walking in the zone 2 to lose fat. I'm here to tell you that's not true. Again, your diet is a big part, but both times when I was in the high 200s, low 300s, and I lost my first big chunk, 30 to 40 pounds, both times, I was not walking at a fast or a brisk pace. I am still, to this day right now, I'm down 41 pounds this month, and I'm still, most days, walking at a 22-minute mile pace. So I'm proof that if you change your diet, just doing any type of walking, no matter how fast it is, you will lose the weight. So don't get discouraged by going out there and trying to walk at a 20-minute or 18-minute mile pace and realizing you can't last as long, so you just give up. Don't do that. Walk at the pace you feel like that you're capable of, that push you a little bit. You don't want to be walking at a 40-minute pace, but in the mid-20s is nothing wrong with that. Just do it. Because I know when I lost the weight last time, I was down to walking at an 18, 16-minute pace. You will get there, but it's not going to happen overnight. But if you don't start at the mid-20 walking pace, then you won't ever get to the 16-minute walking pace, because you can't get to one without doing the other. So again, this is just my little rant for the day. Just start. No matter what you feel like you can do, it's better than doing nothing at all. You'll feel better. Your future self will thank you. So after watching yesterday's video that I edited of this Walk With Me series, I realized that I never really discussed what I did to lose 40 pounds in a month. And I had done longer fasts before, like probably 200 hours is probably the longest I've done. I'd have to look back and see. But I decided on September 28th, I would say, I basically hit my breaking point. I was 289.8 pounds, and I was just like, that's it. I was in the shower, and for some reason in my head, I was like, I just can't wait to be down in the 250s. I wish I had the willpower, discipline not to eat until I was 255. I don't know why that was in my head, what stuck to it, but that's where I was feeling. So I reached out to my friend, who is a holistic nutritionist, functional something. She's going to be mad that I don't know her actual title. But I asked, hey, I need an accountability coach for this. I need someone to give me advice. So we scheduled a call. So we started on October 1st. It was originally meant to be a week-long fast with a 1 or 2 day refeed, and I just wanted to keep doing that for a month. I had been following somebody else on social media, Jerome with Finally Fasting, and he has been doing 90 or 60 hour fasts for something ridiculous like 750 days, and he's lost 100 pounds probably. So I knew that I wanted to try fasting, and so I went that route. And what originally was meant to be a 1 week fast, I got done with that. Again, I'd have to check the numbers, but I was down, I would say probably that first week, I was probably down 10 pounds. So at that point, just get hooked. When you're doing fasting, usually day 1 and day 2 are the hardest. After you get past that point, it's a lot easier. Your cravings start going away, and that's your biggest battle when you're fasting, is those cravings, and not having that hunger craving or craving of sugars or carbs or whatever you're usually craving. It makes it a lot easier. So once I was a week in, I was like, I'm gonna go 2 weeks. Went 2 weeks, drop some more, and I think I was dropping probably around, overall average, it was 4 weeks, a little more than 4 weeks. I dropped 40 pounds, so I was just dropping about 10 pounds a week. So when you're doing that, why would you stop? I never felt like I had any health risks. I know some people talk about certain things like, oh, your heart beats fast when you do this. Like, I never felt any of that. I honestly I felt like I had some of the best energy in my life. I was super motivated, and something clicked in my last week of my fast, about 4 or 5 days before I was ending, and I got into hyper want to get in shape mode. Since that day, I believe I've hit my step goal every single day. And if not, I started doing a little bit of weightlifting, but again, I was fasting, so I didn't want to push too hard. That's my big recommendation when you're fasting, is do not do too much strenuous exercise. A caveat, what I'm calling fasting. There were a lot of the days, probably a third, maybe even half, where I only drank water. So true fasting. But again, the other 2/3 or half, I'd have to check for sure, I drank protein shakes and a liquid IV zero sugar. A combination of those two, or both of them sometimes even 2 protein shakes. Again, you need to do what is comfortable with your body. You do not want to push yourself ridiculously hard, because fasting is already hard on your body. So you need to do things that make sure you don't give up or quit. Was it tough? Yes. Was it worth it? 1,000,000%. So again, I don't recommend fasting for everyone, especially women. In certain scenarios, you need to check, or everybody should be checking with their doctors. But I know there is studies out there that fasting does affect women differently than men. So if you're a woman looking into this, consult somebody that is a medical professional. Again, I just want to end, I'm not a medical professional. This is not medical advice. This is just my experience documented, and hoping that someone out there gets some type of motivation or something from this. But coming from someone that was extremely overweight, in the obese category, I would 100% do fasting again to get myself out of that hole. Is it a long-term solution? Not sure. Again, Jerome from Finally Fasting has been doing it for 750 something days. I know he mentioned that part of his issues during his refeeds, he doesn't make sure that he's eating proper nutritionally all the time. That's something I'm trying to handle right away. That's why I'm working with nutritionists. So I'm hoping this isn't a long-term goal, but I do see myself in the future doing extended fasts once in a while just to give my body a reset, because I know how much better I feel after doing them. And it's just worth it. Like, your body needs time to reset, process the stuff that it's been eating, even if it's not super bad. And that's basically, there's my rant for the day. I'm gonna finish my walk. It's about 7:01, so only about 15 more minutes of walking. I've done 1.4 miles. Again, I've done a lot of talking and filming, so I've been in a little slower pace, but I'm just happy that I got up at an early time and got outside instead of staying around, laying in bed, procrastinating, and then saying, hey, I'll get my steps in after work. Now, I still have to get some steps in after work, but much less, so I will feel that this has set up my day to be much less stressful. And just like that, we're back. So I'm gonna check my watch. I did about 57 minutes, 2.11 miles. It's 7:20, so I'm a little bit running late. I want to be back by 7:15, not too bad. I'm going to get a shower and then head off to work. But overall happy. Would I have liked it on 3 miles? Yes. Do I want to get up earlier to do that right now? No. So I'm more than happy with 2.1 miles before work. But also I got to remember that I did a lot of filming and it slowed me down. So that's just the offset of it. But again, just get up in the morning, get after something. And if I don't see you later today, which I probably will, hopefully get you out of bed and get you doing something. So I'll catch you later. All right, so it is about 6 o'clock. I didn't do more walking today because I ended up playing pickleball for 2 hours when I was at work. And according to Apple Health or Apple Watch Fitness, I burned 1,750 calories. I still ended up the day with about 11,500 steps. Will probably be about 12,000 after I do some little walking around. We could get some more water. A little over 2 miles, but I'm just trying to keep my activity level somewhat under control because, like I said, I am fasting, so I'm trying not to overdo it with activity. So even though I kind of had the feeling of wanting to do some more walking, I figured I was just going to take a rest because even if that pickleball fitness tracker on Apple is half right, that's still 1,000 calories burned with that. But I mean, looking at the health data and the heart rate, I spent like an hour in 160 beats per minute and then over half an hour in 140 to 150. So according to those heart rate zones, I don't know how inaccurate the calorie counter is. So it's probably somewhat accurate. Again, I'm gonna end this video now because I'm gonna edit this and try to get it up soon. I stayed up too late last night editing yesterday's video, and I'm right now shooting day of. So I'm gonna continue shooting day of because there's really no way out of it. And also that's part of the accountability is every day I need to shoot a video, get my walk and my steps in, and then post it that day. So it keeps me accountable. So thanks for watching and catch you tomorrow.